I feel like Dame is where he needs. All right, I'm gonna say Denver and question mark because it's too many. I want Braun to to do his thing. I just don't know about the Lakers yet, which is the same. I just don't know about Phoenix yet, which is the same as I just don't know about the Clippers. Welcome to the Clear the Air podcast with D and Q.
I'm D.
And I'm Q. Hey man.
My guy.
Listen, NBA season has started and there is so much to talk about. So this is kind of our NBA, not a preseason, but season preview. All right. So as you guys know, there's been a lot of trades. I don't want to say necessarily blockbuster trades, except for one, all right, that has taken place. So let's just jump into it. What do you think was probably the biggest trade that took place?
Honestly, I think it was Dame. Dame time,
Without
Dame
question.
Lillard, leaving Portland, not going to Miami, which is what he wanted and what we all thought, but ended up going to Milwaukee, pairing him with Giannis, Chris Middleton and the boys, and Milwaukee trading Drew Holiday, and now he ended up with your squad, the Celtics.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest one. Here recently, Harden finally got his wish, forced his way out of Philly, and it's with the Clippers. I know you're not a fan of that, but yeah, I think the biggest one is Dame Lillard.
Yeah, by far.
By far,
Dame.
Yeah.
There's some other little ones. I think.
Brad Beal,
Yeah.
Bradley Beal.
My fault. That ain't a little one.
Yeah, that's a big one. Bradley Beal going to Phoenix. CP3 getting traded out there. Now he's with the Warriors, which is interesting because of the history they've had. And now he's on the team.
You got Chris Staff.
Yeah, KP, Porzingis. He with your squad too.
Yep.
It was somebody
Undefeated, by the way, I believe. Unless they lost last night.
I think they still undefeated. I know y'all beat my Knicks the first night, and then y'all killed Indiana by like 50.
Yeah.
Tatum was. Yeah.
Speaking of which, you got.
Since then your boy got the bag, 300 plus milli.
Oh.
Brown. We haven't talked about that, but yeah, he got the bag with that crazy contracts was handed out.
Right. Which Tatum's is coming.
Tatum's is coming. Yeah.
So you got that. Speaking of the Celtics, you had Smart who got traded away.
Smart is now in Memphis.
They are 0-8, I believe. So
I think they are. I think they are winless. Right?
Yeah,
I don't think
the
they won
opposite
the
of
game.
the Celtics. So that's kind of
I think
terrible.
they are winless.
Yeah. And
Jordan Poole is in DC.
Yeah. It's so much we could talk about with a little bit of trades,
Right.
but I think you definitely got to focus, and we'll talk about it a little bit more when we kind of do our predictions, right?
Shout out my man Jordan. He called Dame to Milwaukee months ago. I was like, man, shut up. That's not going to happen. And it happened.
Right.
Shout out to Jay Break.
Yeah. So, in season 20, I'm going to let you break that down for us a little bit.
I can't. I don't know what is going on. I just know the courts look crazy.
Yeah.
I think there are groups. There are groups, and there's teams within these groups that play each other.
Yeah.
And then the final, I don't know if the winners of the groups are gonna play in Vegas, and it's prize money, and the coaches get some prize money as well.
Yeah.
I really don't know the intricacies of it,
Yeah.
but I think just on a macro level, that's what it's about.
Yeah. I think what I do think is cool is everybody gets some bread. Which is pretty cool. So
Ain't like they need it. Well, some of the cats do.
Some of them
Yeah.
So
I
essentially, it's the inaugural in-season tournament. It started on Friday, November 3rd, and the championship of this will be December 9th. So this is like it's last a week, which is pretty cool. And it's in Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
Yeah. So it's two stages: group play and knockout rounds, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's in groups. It's 4 different groups: West Group A, West Group B, East Group A, East Group B.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. Like I said, everybody gets some money in this. Obviously, the better you finish, the more bread, more money. This is the first year they're doing this. And I'm not sure why they're doing it, but I think one thing I can say about Adam is that he's done some different. Adam Silverman, he's done some different things. Silver, I'm tripping. Adam Silver, he's done some things to switch things up a bit. Just like how in COVID we had the play-in
The bubble.
The bubble, my bad, I'm tripping. And so with this, I think this is cool because I think what it does is it gives you the opportunity to see teams that you normally were not seeing. Okay, and what does that do? Well, that's better for the marketability. Also, think about it. You see more of the Dame Lillards with the Bucks. Okay, you see more of the Phoenix Suns that have this now big three. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know my thoughts on it yet. I'm just interested to see it, see, you know what I mean? Because I was kind of confused with it. But to piggyback on your point, it gives, you know, maybe those teams that might not make the playoffs something to play for. So you might see Orlando, you might see Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? Teams like that.
Yeah.
And you know, who knows? Anything can happen once you get, you know, in the tournament. So two things that has happened so far. One, you talked about Adam Silver, a change he made with the All-Star game. Now it's going back to East versus West. So, you know, the past few years, but the past few years they kind of had the draft, which was cool. It's a nice way to put a spin on it. But like you say, he's always looking to tweak some things, change some things. And then two, Wemby.
Let's talk about it.
Wemby is he been balling. They just had a home with Phoenix and they beat him both times.
Yeah.
In Phoenix.
Yeah. Now, granted, you didn't have. I don't think Booker played.
He didn't play the first game, but he played the second.
Yeah.
And they got smacked the second.
Yeah. But Beal is still not playing.
Yeah, Beal is out.
Yeah,
that is right.
Again, not to take anything from Wemby because you would imagine because I think he still would have dropped what he dropped.
And he making KD look short.
Yeah, which is so weird.
I know. He making KD look short, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I will say this: there were things that I think people will end up doing. Like you'll have the bully ball stuff where people will try to do that with him because he is rather skinny.
Right.
But I still think there are things that he's able to do that I don't know if any other player is able to do. Let's also stop with the bowl comparisons. There is no comparison.
And I love Bo.
I like his game, but it's not. It's not the same, bro.
Yeah, and you know what it was? Because they asked me that, and they was like, "What's the biggest difference?" I think the difference is the drive, bro. Like it seemed like Wemby wants it, and Bo sometimes act like he just kind of too cool for school.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he just, and you know, he has a lot of interest off the court. Sometimes I don't know if his heart is really into basketball. Like if you wasn't 7, whatever,
would you be doing this?
Would you care about the game like that?
And see, with Wemby, I feel like Wemby also has something to prove. When you go number one like that, and when there's so much hype, you know, I'm not gonna say he had LeBron hype, but
he probably had the most sense
LeBron.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when you look at stuff like that, you got a lot to prove. And so, you know, you're not coming to play no games. And it's just it's cool to see some of the stuff that he's doing that honestly in some ways we really haven't seen. So shout out to Wemby, man. We're really hoping that he, you know, has the success that we think he could have. There was a reel we did a little while ago that talked about the difference between he and Zion. That maybe if Zion had what he did, which was a sit down with 3 Spurs greats, he had Mono, he had Tim Duncan,
and DR.
Exactly. So being able to have that, David Robinson, the Admiral. So being able,
the Admiral.
Yeah. So being able to have all of that, that will help you because you have a foundation on top of talent.
Right.
All right.
And it's the organization too. Like they, you know, he went to the perfect organization, and they probably made that happen.
Yep.
Say, hey, you're gonna talk to these legends, you know, learn what it means to be a Spur and this and that. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if New Orleans has that type of infrastructure like that. No. And I don't know if Zion has that.
The same
drive like one, yeah. So, but that's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole.
Get on your boy Harden. I know, just make it quick, but let's just get on.
So this is my issue, and y'all probably have seen the reels that were done. If not, you'll see it somewhere around here. My issue with Harden is, bro, you know, he made a comment. Like, first things first, I don't like how you push your way out of teams.
Yes.
To me, it's very unprofessional. Now, let me just say this much. You got to give credit where credit is due. The team said he was still very professional. I'm talking about the Sixers. Throughout all of this, right? They said he was still a good teammate, this, that, and the third. It's still unprofessional, though. It's unprofessional that you don't show up for work. Okay, and you find your way to force your way out. Now, granted, he was on the bench. I think one of the last games before he got traded because somebody held up a sign and he was mean mugging them, ice grilling them, whatever. Right. But I just don't like the unprofessionalism. And I'm gonna just say this: as young black men, like the stigmas, I hate that there's stigmas that are out there, and then we just fit right into them because of the foolishness. You're not a young NBA player. You're a vet. You've been in the game for a while. In fact, which is my next point, you're on the decline. All right. And my thing is also, who do you think you are, bro? You stunk it up in the playoffs. So why would anybody want you? He made this comment, and it sickened me even more. It solidified how I felt. He goes and says, I took 26 million less for them to change the way I play. Who changed the way you play? You were the number 2 guy. You stunk it up in Philly in the playoffs.
And let's not act like you play a certain style. Like teams have to adjust to your style. You dominate the ball, pound it. You know what I mean? Like you have to have certain type of players to play with and around James Harden. And you play with so many Hall of Fame. Like, what else do you need?
Right.
You can't. But like you said, the biggest thing, bro, you're not coming to work. You're that disgruntled employee that when things don't go their way, you just want to dip and you want to force your way out.
Yep.
And I had 2 issues. The first issue is the audacity of you to think you was going to sit out and then just show up and hop on the plane. And Philly was like, nah, stay here. We're going to go to Milwaukee without you. So the fact that you thought you could just do that and then show up and be like, all right, I'm going to get on the plane.
That's that prima donna.
Right. And then 2, I'm so tired of I know it's a players-driven league. And that's one thing about Adam Silver. He kind of more so caters to the players more so than other major sports. I think the NFL, they cater more to the owners. Right. But I hate the fact that teams are caving into his wishes and giving them. And I get it because you don't want a malcontent around the team. You kind of just want to get rid of it. I hate to use the word cancer, but you don't want that in the locker room. You kind of want to get rid of it. But I just wish teams would be like, okay, you want to sit out? Sit out. Get these fines, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're going to be on this team. We're not letting you have your way. I just wish more teams would have, that backbone and would just do that. And I thought Philly did that, and then the trade happened.
But it was to get him out of there.
I know, but no, because you ain't even get nothing. Like, you didn't get Powell. You didn't get Terrence Mann. You didn't. What did you get? You pretty much got 4 players that all play the same position. You didn't get, and you got some picks, but you didn't get none of the Clippers impact. You didn't get no impact player from the Clippers.
True, but I'm gonna say this part before we move on. I think the thing is, not only is it that they wanted to get him out of there. James Harden is not the same player that he once was, and he has showed that. So this is the thing: take that disease out west with LA, which watch this. This is the thing. I don't think I struggled with this to see whether he would make an impact out there. When he said this, I knew it was a wrap. He said, "Well, I took 26 million to change the way I play and to fit into a system. I am a system. You are a system, like Kobe said, a system that will not win an NBA championship." And this is the thing with that: you already have your concerns with Kawhi and PG as the 2-headed monsters out there, which is health, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you've added Westbrook, which to me, I think that he fits right into that team, and I'm so glad to see Westbrook found a place that could accommodate him, because you could say the same for him, except Westbrook is not the same type of player. He's ball dominant as well, but he's still different.
Westbrook's gonna give you 100%.
And
you're not gonna never question his effort.
No, and he's also gonna give you that triple-double because we saw him do it. So he's gonna distribute the ball. He will fit within your team. Okay, James Harden, not so much. We done with James.
Okay.
Let's talk about what we predict. Who is gonna be in the Western Conference Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals? Go.
In the East, I think it's gonna be Milwaukee and Boston. I think they're clearly the top 2 teams in the East. You got some teams in the middle, obviously, my Knicks, this and that. Cleveland, Philly. I think Philly definitely going to take a step back. Then you got the bottom half, so your Charlottes, maybe Orlando's, this and that. In the West, we haven't even said nothing about the defending champs, Denver. And we ain't mentioned the Lakers either, who've added some nice pieces. And then Phoenix. I think, and then Golden State. Of course, we have to throw them in there, although I'm not sure they'll make it towards the end because I think they, gotten older. I think the two in the West, I'm going to say Denver and Phoenix. I don't know about Phoenix. I got to see them all healthy. I'm always going to root for Bron. I always want the Lakers to be there. So I'm gonna put Denver, Phoenix with LA right there. The Lakers right there. So I'm going to do two in the possible.
All right. So I agree with what you said. I think it's definitely Milwaukee and Boston. I still feel like even if Milwaukee, if Miami got Dame, you would have had to give up so much that I still feel like you wouldn't have been where you needed to be. So I feel like Dame is where he needs to be. I'm gonna say Denver and question mark because it's too many. I want Bron to to do his thing. I just don't know about the Lakers yet, which is the same. I just don't know about Phoenix yet, which is the same as I just don't know about the Clippers. So that's where we are with that.
What you think about the Warriors?
I think the Warriors will be the Warriors. I think they'll do what they did. I think they'll be the exact team they were last year.
And then lose in the second round.
Okay, let's say you get to the third round. Hopefully they would play somebody like the Clippers, and I think they would lose to the Clippers.
Okay.
I think CP3 is a good off the bench player. I just don't think he puts you over the edge. And again, injury because he's only getting older. So, well, look, y'all. So we clear the air. What do you think about this NBA season? What do you think about the in-season tournament? What do you think about some of the trades? Who do you think will make out best based on the trades? Okay.
And who do you think will be there in the end? In the finals?
Who you got going to the finals? Well, that's it. We'll see y'all in the next episode.
Peace.